Wake up. Ty. Ty. Wake up. Open your eyes. Ty?
Get the fuck up!
Ah! Jesus! Don't do that! What is this? Finally, you're awake. Hey, that didn't answer my question. Why am I in the goddamn swirly hell land? And who are you? I would love to explain that, but I would much rather cut to the chase and— No. You can't just be here and force me to do something I have no idea what— I want to talk to you about leaving commentaries. No. Come on, don't be such a sourpuss. No! Look, I get it, you're probably sad about that, and I'm sorry, but I made up my mind. You think you could just waltz on in here and drag me into a conversation I don't even want involved in? You aren't even the first to come to me about this, and if you don't fuck off, this will be your last discussion. Well, I guess I am talking to the right person, but your threats hold no water. I'm a swirly cloud that could be as large as I see fit, so even if I leave, I could just come back, so you might as well hear me out on this one. If you're going to force me on this, can you at least tell me who the hell you are? Well, it's kind of complicated, but if you want the, I guess, short version of it, I'm essentially your other half of your consciousness? Yeah, sounds weird, but ever since you left commentaries, I noticed myself, and I guess you technically, our minds began to split into two, and now I've taken this form, and I noticed the unsavourable half stayed with you. Okay, first of all, this sounds so ridiculous that, yeah, this might as well be a commentary. Tee-hee. Second off, you said unsavourable half? Bitch, what? I think I've been pretty fine with my decision. Heck, not to brag, I've noticed some growth in myself since I left. I became less snappy, less willing to argue with people, so what are you talking about? Well, we'll get to that in due time, and after we're done here, if you really still want to be doing commentaries, totally fine. Can't force you on this, but I want to look at your twit-longers about this and maybe put you in the right direction, okay? I still can't say no. You still can't say no. Then why bother asking me then? Good. Oh, and I guess for convenience sake, call me Ego, but only if you like. Sure, but why the accent? I don't think I'm Irish? Are you even going for an Irish accent? Well, okay, fine, sure. Don't let me have a little fun. You got anything else you want me to do? How about you get me a gamer girlfriend? And session's on now! So like I said, let's look at your twit-longers and have a nice, thoughtful discussion. We're gonna get meta-cognitive in this bitch. Wow, what a fucking dweeb. You really are me. Listen, we're not gonna observe every nook and cranny in these documents, otherwise we'd be here all day. We're just gonna look at specific parts that are, well, disagreeable, and talk about them. As long as you're reading them when necessary? Do I have to? Yes. You are the master. We'll start with the first one you made on November, and then the one you made in March. There's one thing I want to take a look at from your original twit-longer, and it's this. I love making people— Why the accent again? Because we need differentiation, fucker! Right. So, I love making you people laugh, and I want to make the videos I care about, and being in the CC has changed my attitude, and overall the spark is gone. I want to have fun, and I want to grow as a content creator and as a person. Well, they say that if you aren't having fun doing what you do, then why do it? What's wrong with that? Nothing. But what exactly isn't fun for you? Making commentaries? Did you miss that, or like, what's the correlation? Well, here's the thing. Enjoyment in something can be affected in many different ways. Can you really look at me in the eye and tell me that doing something you regret, thus making you realize that you're in a cycle on how badly you handle things, can make something no longer fun, right? Not at all. So what? It'll be useful later. I just want your input on that before we continue. Okay. Let's move on to that other twit-longer. I know we only just started, but I really don't understand the point in this. I wrote that second twit-longer because I knew something was a little off about my reasoning. Plus, I figured that someone, or something in this case, was going to confront me eventually, so I knocked any potential arguments out of the park right then and there. As long as you know we're only just kicking things off, so I'm gonna guess the acknowledgement of my points comes after, right? I'm reading you loud and clear. Now, as I was about to read, in May of 2017, I had similar, if not the exact same thoughts based on other similar events. I lashed at people just to make myself look like I'm in the right. Debating in videos has changed me into getting into arguments outside of video making. Even in some of my best commentaries, they have this air of talking down to people over menial shit. Would you mind going into further detail? What? How do you think commentaries changed you? Like, what did they do? Well, I guess when it comes down to it, usually when I find myself discussing things with someone, I guess I would forget that I'm not writing a script. Like, it's kind of hard for me to explain, but I found a connection between myself as a person and myself as a commentator, and not the type of connection I wanted. I would disclaim that no matter how much I riff or how jerkish I can be, I would do these because I would want those videos to have entertainment value, other than just telling someone, hey, this isn't all that good, and then cut the interjection right then and there. Take away the fact that I'm making a video and place me in a legit discussion or any sort of scenario that requires my input, and I noticed I would act just like how I would in my commentaries, and a little less peaceful. How would you expect me to have entertainment value in something like that? Surprise, not every situation calls for that, and before I left the community, I noticed certain moments where I treat something in the real world like I give my big speech tirade that didn't deserve it. In the videos, I would play those moments up, but sometimes I find myself not remembering that I'm writing a script and actually be talking to someone. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Are you memorizing any of this?
Well, I am you.
Well, yeah, but why do I need to say all this then? Can't you predict what I'm about to say?
Maybe I could.
Then what's even the point?
Well, it makes sure you understand the situation. I could tell you how you feel, but does it even mean as much if you express your own feelings?
I guess?
Good. Moving on now. And yes, I am penning this on my involvement in the commentary making. Nice grammar.
Shut up.
After I left, I felt the improvement that I wanted to see for myself. I've been controlling my argumentative side, and when it came to issues, I noticed I had been less snappy at them. Of course, I'm not saying that commentaries can do this to everyone, but the point here is that making commentaries is not fit for me, no matter how entertaining or how correct I can be in those videos.
See? Like, I noticed this in myself. Can you at least attest to that?
Yeah, since you left commentaries, you have been controlling that side of yourself better.
This is building up to something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, don't even bother playing dumb. It's not like I even know what you're gonna tell me because you won't stop screwing around.
Well, we can go ahead and start wrapping these twitlongers up. I like to think there is no wrong reason for doing something like leaving a form of video making. Because no matter how good I seem to be at it, if I ain't having fun, then what's the point of me doing it, right?
But,
Hold on, we're not done yet. Even I will go to the extent of quitting if I ain't having fun. And especially notice that I become the person I personally don't want to be. Because after all, nobody knows me better than I do.
Well, do you have anything to say? Am I gonna have to explain that too?
Oh no, I just find that part interesting is all. Alright, now to prepare the diagnosis.
Well, doctor, am I crazy?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for cooperating.
I had no choice?
Just give me one moment to process my thoughts together.
Okay.
And done.
Already?
I'm a puff of smoke. I thought you knew puffs of smoke get things done quickly.
Sure.
Okay, ready to hear my thoughts?
I've been ready.
Alrighty, after much deliberation, I came to the conclusion that you are completely full of shit.
And nobody was surprised.
I mean, man, I don't even know where to start. There's just way too much to unpack here. Oh, mamma mia, where do I even begin?
Would it help to, begin?
Well, let's start with the obvious fact that after you made one bad video and a couple people called you out on it, you left a community of people that enjoyed your content.
Oh, okay, sure. Just dismiss my entire 2 twitlongers. It's not like I even said I thought about this, and I was thinking about leaving long before the incident even began.
So you merely waited for a time to jump ship?
Okay, fuck off. You read the documents, you asked me questions, and I can only assume you were pretending to agree with my explanations. What the hell got you like this all of a sudden?
Well, for starters, you realize that even the best commentators out there have been commentated on in the past, and they've been pretty fine for themselves in the end, right? I wouldn't even go as far as to say that that shit is the norm for some commentators.
Look, I get how off-putting my timing was, and yes, at the time, it was pretty sketchy, but before I even made that second twitlonger, I decided to begin my thought process under the point of view of me still being in the CC, and I decided that, yeah, no, I still think I should be gone because of how little fun I have nowadays.
With what? Making commentaries or all the drama and shitstorming stuff?
Both.
Let me repeat myself. What is it you don't have fun with anymore?
God, fuck. Do you not remember how I said fun can be affected by many different aspects? Yeah, I had fun making commentaries, but like all the shit that could be started from it, as well as how I usually react to it, it's just... Look, I can only continue making commentaries for so long, until there's some jack-off that blows everything out of proportion and ruins the fun. It's happened before, and it could have happened to me.
Ty.
What?
I cannot believe you haven't realized what the fuck is wrong with you, my dude.
Probably many things, but oh, I'm curious. What's your grand hypothesis?
You have a heck of an anxiety problem. Ty, this entire time, you've been clouded by your own self-judgment and how you think others have perceived your actions and use it to drive them. For most of your life, you would just not do things because your mind would convince yourself that it's dumb. Sure, you take risks nowadays, but that idea of your own mind convincing you of things? Ty, you seriously haven't considered how that can be kind of dangerous? I mean, you haven't done anything that can shatter your own mental health yet, but the signs are there. For example, when you said that you noticed growth in yourself after you left, it was just, okay, I know you understand that this doesn't apply to everyone, but do you really think this happened because you left the community, or that you convinced yourself that you did it just for an easy out of the drama? If you never left and applied your own improvements, do you really think that you could have improved? In fact, you have before, but I brought up how I wanted to get away from a cycle. Ty, life is a cycle. There is no way you can escape from it all. That's just the reality of it. And heck, what's to say that you get involved with another community and the same shit happens then? Would you just shove everything behind you and constantly try again? Good luck. That has me thinking, is there a reason behind this?
What are you even talking about?
There's something beyond the surface, right?
Please.
Come on, Ty. I think, and maybe I'm stretching just a tad here, that we're pretty similar, right?
Don't.
I can tell with your reluctance to even say what the real underlying reason that this situation goes even deeper. And you know exactly what it is I'm talking about and why you actually left the CC.
It's because that situation was what I was afraid would happen the most, alright?
Well, go on.
Look, I hope I don't sound too head up my own ass, but ever since I started commentaries, heck, even before then, when all I did was post a countdown every 9 months, people have been looking up to me, and I guess considered me as a role model, and like, whether or not I deserve it, I don't want to let them down. I didn't want to do anything stupid like that dragon video, because doing so would pin me as a bad example in an already flawed community. As a problem, if you will. When I saw some of those responses to that video, I noticed it wasn't only a problem with me, but like, the CC can be pretty goddamn credulous. As in, higher ups can say or do something and then nobody would question it, and they would just cheer me on until like one guy or a select handful of people come in and eventually spill it. Like, this started in a thought, but then November happened and suddenly it became more of a reality, right? Like, when you look back at old CC shit like Black Borders Matter, or I guess Avatar Gate. What the hell have you fools been getting into? But you can see that people have their own opinions, but they would only use them against one another and use them to say, hey, this is right, you're wrong, you bitch. And it would just keep going and going and going and even if I do come back, I don't even know what I could even do with commentaries, because I feel like I treated most of my content like, hey, you're wrong, fix this or die. And like, not everybody has to listen to every bit of criticism one can throw in a commentary, right? I know commentaries serve as critique, and they kind of have to be right, but what if I don't want to be right all the time? What if I want to start a discussion instead and not worry about it? I might want to do less of, okay, here's the actual correct thing, and more of, okay, cool, but why not consider this? Like, I want to grow as a content creator, and I haven't come back to commentaries because it seems like they're looked at as, okay, you have to be factually and objectively correct almost all the time, otherwise your video sucks, idiot. And I'm kind of tired of it. You know?
Yeah, sure.
Do I even need to ask?
You keep giving me so much shit to pick apart. I'm starting to get a headache here.
Oh, fuck off. You don't even have a head. You're smoke.
Whew, okay. Well, let's start from the beginning.
Just go for it.
First off, this idea that people will be disappointed in you if you fuck up. You realize how unfair that is to your fan base, right? You think that if people see that you make mistakes, they'll just up and lose respect for you and leave? Ty, your viewers look up to you because they see you as a funny, intelligent, all-around good content creator. Sure, some of your fans might notice what you're doing is wrong or lame or whatever, but that only shows that they would want to see better from you and stay around because they know you can do better. And for those that have jumped ship, whose problem was that? Yours or theirs? What makes you think running away will make it all sunshines and rainbows? Second, let's talk about that CC is credulous thing, and how you perceive yourself as a problem and all that jazz. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe you're onto something about the creation of buzz phrases generate this idea that people use them against each other as a dick measuring contest to see who's the most correct. Ignoring how not everyone does this and actually do begin discussions by simply offering their own perspective, it's like I said, what makes you think leaving the CC will eliminate that issue from your life? Do you even want to see better from it?
Well, I do, but
then why fuck off?
Because me being in the CC will just contribute to some of the bigger issues that—
Ty, oh my fuck. You keep convincing yourself of shit that isn't all that true, and you're using it to drive your own decisions, and this really needs to stop.
It's not even just myself. Like, you remember when—
Yes, I remember when Dylan Thomas covered you, but guess what? He deleted his commentary channel and gave many apologies, saying that he doesn't stand by his actions. You would think that after that, Dylan doesn't agree with that video anymore, right?
Whoa, hey, I thought I shouldn't convince myself of things, ego.
I'm not convincing you of anything. I'm asking you to think about it. In fact, don't even come to a conclusion. Just think about why or why not that would be the case and just move on. It's not like that video or your own video on Dragon or even anything that came before it is gonna mean anything to you anymore.
I guess.
Thirdly, about the whole not being right or wrong or wanting to start discussions thing. Once again, I do think you're onto something about people can be dismissive towards videos with mostly incorrect points and overreact and all that stuff. And once again, ignoring how that isn't always the case, you kind of have to make the approach like you believe yourself to be right. That's pretty much how debates or even anything with two sides work. Yeah, you can offer less facts and more considerations, but guess what you have to do first?
Apply myself and just do it anyway?
Exactly! I mean, that's how this discussion's going, so you kind of have to make the plunge. Not everyone has to listen to every single bit of criticism, but if you want to help make people realize that, don't just cut and run.
Yeah.
So, with all of that out of the way, is there anything else?
I'm still not sure. There are still people that will take what I say and what I do and try everything they can to turn it against me and make it sound like a bad thing. And like, they'll attach me to problems with the CC and all that. Not really that I find it offensive, just I don't want to deal with it because it gets annoying after a while, right?
Well, fuck them. They don't matter to you. They're the types of people that will laugh and poke fun at you for everything you do, like a bunch of school bullies. What you could do is have the last laugh. You can always mute or block them because you're removing negativity in your life and improving your own mental state. Positive feelings, blessing, good vibes, liking things, yeah!
Well, what if some of those people are my friends? Because I know people that are very against the CC and all that.
Well, that's just something you can disagree with. And if it gets to a point where you get uncomfortable, you could just ask them to tone it down. You said you wanted to grow as a content creator, right?
Of course.
Well, here's some wisdom. You're not gonna grow creatively if you constantly worry about what people think. Even if people think your shit is good, which they fucking do, but details. And even for those that will defend your every waking move, that would only cloud your growth because their enjoyment would be what controls your growth and not you. And that could veer you into the wrong direction. And I get it, you want to please everyone, but it's like I said, you won't get anywhere if you let your own mind and anxiety drive you, okay? Ignore those that are obviously there to fuck with you. They just make everything look bad in order to make them look smart. Got it?
Right.
Alrighty. Now, I think we've gone on for long enough. It's now time we start our closing preparations. How about I give my own final thoughts?
Okay.
Remember this little snippet right here about nobody knowing you better than yourself? Yeah, I'm starting to think that not even you know yourself, Ty. You think that you're making the right decisions when all you've done is allowed your own mind to place yourself in your own reality. You've been at the commentary game for almost 2 years now. Most commentators would look at such a track record with awe, and the fact that it even took you this long to experience this is surprising. If you would have gone forever without having been covered, without having to experience any drama, then something's not right here. You've been through a lot of the worst, and to see you quit after something almost everyone has been through, well, it's disheartening. Ty, if you want to grow as a content creator, well, you just experienced something that almost every YouTuber goes through. All of this supposed growth you've experienced literally could have happened anywhere else, and it probably wouldn't even make a difference. And that isn't even going on about how the flaws that you thought you noticed, which are not only not even that bad, but also haven't happened as regularly as you think. I would like to think that's just the recency effect talking here. And now that we're wrapping up, this is only a step to your development. Just please control your own mind better. No one wants to see you make the wrong choices, all because you managed to convince yourself instead of reaching out to people and asking for their perspective. We all know you're better than this, and we all know you're capable of bouncing back. Now, even after all of this, if you still don't want to come back from making commentaries, at the end of the day, no one has the right to force that decision onto you. But I hope you know what you've done and how this has affected you. Just please, don't let this go further downhill.
Yeah. I got it.
So, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna lay out some terms and conditions for you.
Go for it!
Okay, first, I don't expect to do these commentary videos on my own channel as often as I did when I still did them. I'm all for collaborations, but I still want to take some time to think about how I want to do them on my own. Also, for now, I'm on the fence for commentary groups. I mean, maybe someday I'll do them, but I'm still unsure. I don't want to jump back in way too quickly, you know?
Okie dokes!
And, well, if I want to leave again, I feel like I would have the right to still. There's still a lot of horseshit that goes on, and quite frankly, trying to help it can get exhausting. Sometimes you gotta let the problems do the fixing themselves, because sometimes shit just isn't my issue. And I feel like I shouldn't be forced to get involved all the time, right?
Okay, alright. I'm happy to see you get something out of all this. Welcome back to the commentary community.
Alright, don't fucking... For all we know, I might never make a commentary again. But I guess I should be open to them again.
Well, it's nice to have some spirit.
You know this is gonna happen again. There's going to be a point where I feel like shit for something again, and every ounce of my own negative thoughts will come back.
Well, sometimes you just can't help it. Just because you work towards a solution doesn't mean the problem is gonna be fixed forever. It just shows you aren't perfect, and that's okay.
God, now I feel like a fucking...
Hey, no, don't start that.
Gotcha. So, what now?
Lately, I've been cold and alone. Can I please merge back with you?
I still don't have a choice, do I? Oh, okay. Glad to know all I had to do was ask. Oh, jeez. What in the... You know what? I kind of dig it. I'm sure the historians will mark this as an evolution or something. Alright, world. I'm here to fuck your bitch. You have got to be kidding.